Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at GrowFolds, and today we'll be going to PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, Florida. As always, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video, as well as following me on Instagram at GrowFolds. That's the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me if you have any questions about the plants that I am featuring today. And you can see that it is in an early morning. And I got some early access tickets to PlantCon 2025. I've gone to several PlantCons before, and I just know that if you take the general admission tickets, it can get really crazy. And I just wanted to make sure that I had enough time to film a lot of the plants before the crowds came around. But before we get into PlantCon 2025, I did want to just show you and invite you guys to the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast YouTube channel with Janae Simone and Stephen of I Live Plants. It is a plant podcast, and we are already on season 2. Definitely tune in on Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard U.S. time. We are on the next episode, which would be next Tuesday, and hopefully we will see you guys become what we call the cultivators. It's exciting, and I love the fact that we are able to talk about several plant topics and things that revolve around mental health and wellness. So I hope you guys will join in and tune into the Plant Podcast Cultivation Corner. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and Instagram account, and we do have merch.
Y'all see the shirts that we're rocking? I mean, isn't this fly? This is fly. See, this could be in your closet. You know what I'm saying? We are selling these limited edition Cultivation Corner sweatshirts right now.
Season 2?
That's right.
Season 2.
Season 2. Listen, if you want one, you better get up on it because, like I said, they're limited. So
send us a DM in the Cultivation Corner Instagram so we can go ahead and get that custom sizing.
That's right.
You could be like us.
That's right. You don't want FOMO on this one, you guys. You need this is what couture.
Cultivation Couture.
Cultivation Couture.
And you can see right over here, Plant Foldies, they have the volunteers and they're getting lined up. And, you know, a couple of thoughts about PlantCon 2025 in Orlando. What I am most excited about is the fact that there's going to be a lot of local Florida vendors. And you already know Florida is the mecca of plants. You can see there is a Manjula Pothos Costa Farm hanging basket. And the fact that Costa Farms is also here and they will be doing that plant giveaway for a Manjula Pothos. They will announce the giveaway winner on day 2. So fingers crossed, maybe I might be able to win it. But you can see that there are crowds starting to build up, and this is really the VIP early access crowd. If you were to go to PlantCon, and I do recommend going to PlantCon, especially if you love plants, is to go ahead and pay a little bit extra to get the VIP or the early access tickets, because if you're looking for some of those more rare and uncommon plants, you'll be able to get access to that easily. And then you can see right here with the early access, you get 2 tickets for some giveaways, and you can just see that we are about to enter. They're about to line us up early this morning. So early access started at 8 a.m. this morning. I was up around 6 to just get ready, and hopefully between these 2 days, I'm able to get you guys several hours of PlantCon videos. So if you do like to see shows and you've never been to a plant convention, definitely tune in, subscribe to my YouTube channel at GrowFolds with all the notification bell on. I mean, you can see right over here, this is a really nice hydroponic setup. I might actually end up buying one of those, but as you can see right here, they are about to let us in. So we'll just wait in line and see what we can find at the very get-go. And one of the first vendors is Raina's greenhouse. So she's front and center right at the opening of PlantCon. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk around and show you some of the vendors. I'm not going to go ahead and pick up the plants just yet to talk about them. I just want to give you an overview of some of the plants or the vendors that you will see at PlantCon. You can see that there isn't a really big crowd of people yet. So hopefully you'll at least get an overview. So Rena's greenhouse is actually based out in Florida as well. It is one of the vendors that I have seen several times. She is Filipina, just like me. I'm Filipino American, and I love the fact that I can see more kababayans out here. You can see she's got a lot of nice plants that I'm going to go into further detail. And so as I walk in, it is about 8:10, and you can see that there is already a lot of plants. What I will tell you is once the general admission comes into play, a lot of these plants are going to go sell through. So like I said, again, you want to make sure that you are getting the early access if you're able to get it. I mean, obviously if you get the general admission, you're still going to get the plants, but if you have some wish list plants that you want to get, you definitely want to get the early access tickets. And you can see Costa Farms has a booth right over here. Super excited to see Costa Farms at this event. And you know, if you watch my videos, I do a lot of big box or plant shopping videos, and I always feature Costa Farms, but it's always exciting to feature all of these other local vendors. Like for instance, Toltec Plants was originally based out in Flower Mound, Texas. They now have relocated it out in Florida, and it is one of my favorite places to go shop at because Pearl and her family, they are amazing. They have their own houseplant farm out in Thailand, and so a lot of these plants are really imported or grown from overseas. They do have a massive greenhouse, and you can see that is Jim. He's a good friend of mine, just talking to some already potential buyers. And then we're gonna just spin around here and take a look at some of the other plants. You can see that there are many local vendors. So if you've gone to PlantCon 2024 in Houston and Dallas, you've got a lot of those more local vendors, but you can see that this one right here, this is another local vendor that sells Aglaonemas. And speaking to him, he is actually Filipino as well, and they have a garden center. And then they have Bare Roots right over here. And then what else do we have? I'm just going to spin around here and give you another overview. So this is Plant Daddy Grow, and this is really fascinating because I really want to grow plants in straight hydroponics, and he has like a tank where you can grow plants. So I will talk to him in detail about what that process looks like further down, but I'm just going to go ahead and walk around and show you his setup, his plants. Again, plant foldies, if you like what you see and you haven't already, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely pushes this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave that in the comments section. But you can see right here, this is super cool. And the thing about hydroponics is if you have that aeration, it's really going to let the roots breathe. And I believe they have a nutrient supplement that you can put in as well. So I just think that that is an amazing thing. I'm definitely going to buy some solution because I do use I use nutrient solution, but if he's already had a pre-mixed one, we can do that. But we'll go ahead and keep walking around and showing you some more vendors here. Fantasy Garden is another vendor that often makes it to plant shows. They are Houston based, and I'm going to spin around here and just give you a walkthrough of some of the plants here. They've got a hedge fund plants, I believe. That's really cool. And then let's go spin around here, and you can see that this is Riki. This is Art Garden Flowers. Really love the fact that they are here. So this is an Indonesian-based seller, and you can see that he's got a lot of imported plants. This is where I will be picking up my Aglaonema. Hello, Riki and team. Super excited that we're gonna go ahead and feature some of his plants in detail a little bit later, but we'll go ahead and keep spinning around. PlantCon is really exciting because I was able to at least go through some nursery tours earlier. I flew in from Dallas on Friday, and so today's Saturday, but I was able to see Gabriella Farms as well as Ecuagenera. So, you know, it's nice to see where some of these plants that we buy online are grown. It's really nice to learn the story behind it. And even with all of these plants right over here, you can see that even with these plants that Riki has of Art Garden Flowers, you can actually buy a lot of these plants and really get some more rare and uncommon plants you won't necessarily be able to get just easily. And then over here we have some Gen Z plants, and then we also have some new Sansevieria varieties. So these are the Sansevieria towers, something that I've been really getting into because I ended up doing a collaboration video with Succulent Asia. Really love the look of Succulent Asia succulents. They were able to send me some free plants to feature on the YouTube channel. So if you're interested in seeing some variegated rare Sansevieria starfish varieties, definitely take a look at that video. And you can see Gen Z plants. And what I like about Gen Z plants is they have them in 2-inch starter planters. So if you're looking for smaller plants because you have a smaller space, they have them potted up, and they have many different types of packages right here. Some that are easier care, and they just have them like Lush Simplicity, so big leaf package. So as far as Gen Z plants, I know that they've been starting to make it into more local plant shops and nurseries, even in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie, and I do plant shopping videos on the daily. And today we are just going to be looking at PlantCon. So I know some of you guys have never been to a plant convention. This is my 4th time. I've gone to the Houston twice. Then I've also seen Dallas, and now they have it here, and hopefully they will announce the Dallas dates very soon, because you already know I am planning on going there. But as you can see right here, we're just going to spin around and show you some more of the other plants. It will go into further detail later. This is definitely going to be a long format video today because I just want to take you alongside with me as I walk around and show you these plants. You can see this is hydroponic, so this is another Florida-based seller, and look at how beautiful all of those variegated plants are. So as far as today, you're going to definitely see some variegated plants, some really rare and uncommon unicorn plants. And I'd love for y'all to leave comments in the comment section about some of the vendors. I did partner with some of the vendors and let them know I will feature their shops, hopefully to get a little bit more exposure and to just get people excited about going to PlantCon, because PlantCon honestly is one of the biggest plant shows out in the United States, and it's definitely worth it. I'm glad that I actually flew in for this one and was able to get some more plants, but I'll just walk around here and keep showing you more plants. So Living and Growing is another plant nursery, plant pop-up that is owned by a Filipina, so another kababayan. For those that are new to the channel, I am Filipino American. Super proud to shout out that I am Filipino. And it was really amazing to see a lot of Filipino vendors at PlantCon. You know, whenever you run into what you call a kababayan, which means countrymen, there's just a sense of pride and just camaraderie that we share. And so I really want to delve into that a little bit deeper. But you can see as I spin around plant foldies, I just want to take you alongside of what it looks like when you first get into a plant show like PlantCon. So I'm just taking you alongside with me to show you some of the vendors, and then eventually we are going to go further into the plants. As you can see right here, they still have some setups going on, and you can see there are so many plants available. You know, to the PlantCon staff, I have to just give them just so much kudos and credit for, you know, staging shows like this. You know, if you're ever looking to really relate with people that might share your passion and love for plants, you've definitely got to go to PlantCon or a plant show similar to this. I mean, you can see right here, this one is groovy growing. It's definitely groovy. There's so many awesome plants to go look at, and I am really excited to show you some more of the plants in further detail as I will do the quintessential of picking up plants as I do my daily big box store plant shopping videos on this YouTube channel. I hope that you stay tuned to the very end because there's many different types of plants. You can see that is Junie plants right there giving somebody a hug, and it is really all about good vibes. And I think the common theme I will be sharing with you today and all of my PlantCon videos is really exuding good vibes. And, you know, shout out to 365 Hydroponics for really having that that light. I love seeing that sign right there because it really does remind us, and at least for me, really grounds me to look at that positive side. I know that, you know, recently I've had some negative commentary happening in some of my videos, but I have to say that whenever you are your most authentic self, whenever you are really looking at the positive vibes, the good vibes, and it just kind of makes things go away in that sense. Now you can see right here, this is Gabriella's Plants. This is another local Florida nursery, which I had the honor to actually tour and visit. And you can see right over here, this is Amelia's garden, and I am going to spend quite a bit of time later on showing you Amelia's garden because this Florida family-owned based business is an awesome shop just because I saw a lot of plants and I can really resonate with a lot of the plants here. You can see that they've got some rare and uncommon crotons. Where I'm from, or my family's from the Philippines, crotons is also known as the San Francisco plant that grows wild and rampant. And, you know, a lot of people may not be into crotons, but I really like that. But as you can see right here, Amelia's garden has a lot of interesting plants. I really love the setup. I love the fact that they are illuminated. You can see that there's some beautiful presentation for the plants, and I'm really excited about talking about the plants in detail. I just couldn't help but go to Amelia's garden, you know, to Brad and his family. It's just amazing. I really had some great conversation regarding plants and what sells, what doesn't sell, and just really getting insights and, you know, getting to know the Florida-based vendors, nurseries, family-owned businesses. I learned a lot about just the passion and the love behind growing plants. You know, Florida is really known as the Mecca of houseplants. And to being front and center, being able to have those conversations with a lot of these Florida-based vendors, I really want to give them a shout out. Really great that they all came out full force to really represent the love for plants and just all of the amazing plants that they have. And you can see right here, L&J Plant Nursery, Bonsai. I will look into that as well, as because you already know, if you've been following my YouTube channel, that my love for bonsai is also just as much as I love for houseplants. You can see we have even more vendors here. The Land of Alice. I had so much fun talking to Alice and just some of the plants that she features. And she is going to help me hashtag popularize Aglaonema because she has a lot of Aglaonema she offers. And you know, it's talking to a lot of vendors throughout PlantCon. It is one of those things where the common denominator is a lot of these vendors, and this is one of my favorite ones, Prop and Grow. Shout out to Prop and Grow. You already know that this is one of my favorite Florida-based vendors. They always come out with so many amazing plants, easy care plants, cost-effective plants, and we're going to go into detail about that. But to go back to what I was mentioning, whenever I was talking to a lot of the vendors here, I asked them if Aglaonema was a plant that they loved, and a lot of them actually said they really like Aglaonema, but for some reason Aglaonema plants just don't sell as well as some of the other Aroids. And everybody was really baffled, even the vendors, because they know that Aglaonemas are super colorful. They're easy to care for. And yeah, I wanted to show you my friend B. Her planter, that doll head was kind of strange, but also interesting. She was another volunteer. But yes, they were talking about Aglaonemas being such an underrated plant. And, you know, I mentioned to a lot of the vendors that I can understand why many vendors may not always feature Aglaonema, because from a business side, you want to sell plants. You want to sell plants that the consumer wants to buy. But I did also mention that if we hashtag popularize Aglaonema, perhaps more awareness, perhaps more exposure, perhaps more excitement. It's kind of like what everybody is looking for, because I'm pretty sure you clicked on this video because you are looking for that elusive Monstera devil monster, which everybody has been wanting to see because it's been trending. It's got a hefty price, literally $10,000 US per leaf. And you know, that's an example of a plant that is obviously a work of art. It's beautiful, but the hype around it is that. And I know that many of you guys might be new viewers to my channel, but I will tell you, I will spend a lot of time talking about Aglaonemas because I am very intentional in some of the plant content I have. I feel like, you know, being your most authentic self is very important. And so, yes, I'm going to talk a lot. Yes, I'm going to keep rambling a lot. Yes, I'm going to be repetitive. But you know what? If you appreciate the content, you're going to stick around with me. And if it's not your cup of tea, you know, I appreciate that as well, for at least having some of the engagement. But going back from PlantCon, I learned a lot of things, and I will tell you, shout out to Grow Getters and a plant-based Mel. So Carla and her daughter were super kind plant foldies, as well as Melissa and her son. Thank you for showing kindness. Thank you for restoring that light that was slightly dim by some of the negativity that was thrown at me. And you already know I'm very transparent about that. But knowing that, you know, there's people out there who really, truly appreciate the content, the very raw content I give on my plant shopping videos and all of that. I am just really inspired to continue to be me, to continue to engage with the plant foldies, to continue to not tolerate, yes, I will say not tolerate any type of negativity that is thrown at this community, because you know what? It's all about the good vibes, and that's going to be something that will resonate throughout the video. But let me get off of that soapbox and now start talking about the wonderful vendors of PlantCon 2025, Orlando, Florida. So we are going to be looking at Rena's Greenhouse. And again, Rena's Greenhouse is a Filipina-based business owner who has a nursery out in Florida, Ate Rena, which is what I call her. I've seen her in Houston. She was actually the very first plant vendor I've ever seen at PlantCon. I remember walking into Houston PlantCon 2024. On my very left side, I saw Rena's Greenhouse, and I was just stunned by how beautiful her plant is. You can see right here, she has variegated plants. She also has Aglaonema. This one is an Aglaonema red vein. And, you know, for all of the plant foldies, especially for those that are new to the channel, I do call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of new viewers because this is a PlantCon video, and hopefully you discovered my channel and will appreciate some of the plants I'm going to show you. You can see right here, Rena also has variegated Alocasia dragon scale. And I remember waiting in line earlier and talking to people about what plants they were looking for. And a lot of people said variegated Alocasia. So definitely variegated Alocasias are trending. Rena's Greenhouse has them. And she has all of these other large form variegated plants. I mean, she just has it all. And what I will say about Rena's Greenhouse is she is very cost effective. She does have an Etsy shop. She can ship. She also does wholesale. So for those that might be opening up brick and mortar stores or, you know, plant businesses, definitely reach out to Rena's Greenhouse. She does have an Instagram, and she will be able to source you plants at a very fair price. I will also say that Aterina has just been so kind to me. So I had a lot of bags that I needed to kind of keep around whenever I splurged on certain plants. She allowed me to hide them under her table. So that was really exciting. So that way I didn't really have to pay for a locker. I know I was being cost effective, but you know, whenever you make friends with people and really show kindness, that kindness is always returned to you tenfold. So I absolutely love that. Anyways, to go back to the plants, you can see she's got some nice variegated plants right here. I believe this was a variegated Tomatophyllum. Please leave in the comment section below if you might be incorrectly plant IDing this. I did do my best this time around, since it is a PlantCon video, to put as many of the plant IDs for our viewers. Hopefully you guys will find that value added. Sometimes I don't have the time to do that because I really want to get that video out, but for a PlantCon video, I actually put the plant IDs as I was coming back from Florida to Dallas last night. That gave me 2 hours to just really work on that. But as you can see right here, she's got a variety of different types of Aroids, Hoyas, Epipremnum pinnatums, Aglaonemas, and Monsteras, and we'll get to that. But look at this beautiful Epipremnum pinnatum right here. I don't know the specific plant ID, but you can see her pricing is absolutely fair. $45 for this, but this is one of those more rare and uncommon types of plants. And Rena's greenhouse, again, you know, I've seen Aterina about 4 times now. I hope to see her in Houston. I hope to see her in Dallas. And, you know, rumor has it there might be another PlantCon somewhere in the north coast. So we'll see what that looks like. And I hope that I'll be able to have the privilege to actually go. And then here is an Aglaonema succum, and I love the red. This is only for $35. And you know, Aglaonema red succum or succum is an Aglaonema that is still fairly uncommon to find in the United States. You would either have to import it or go to Rena's greenhouse or some of the other plant vendors that you can find at PlantCon. I definitely was gifted one by Aterina. So maraming salamat po for the gift. And then this one, I meant to buy this. This one is an Aglaonema Kazania. Beautiful plant. This is by the famous Indonesian hybridizer, the late Greg Hambali. You can see how it has some beautiful veining here. This one was retailing for $50, which is really a good price for a established Kazania. Really love the look of this. And again, plant care tips for Aglaonema. They are low light tolerant. Yes, that is the key. Low light tolerant and drought tolerant. So really, whenever you water Aglaonema, they just need to be watered when the soil is completely dry. I would put them in more fast draining soil because you don't really want to keep their roots in soggy soil. And that is it. And then this one is actually a philodendron pink Congo. So if you love pink plants, I mean, look at the new growth. So whenever I was talking to Aterina, she was saying that the pink Congo, the new leaves unfurl as pink, and then as they mature, this was only for $45, y'all. $45 for this philodendron pink Congo. The new leaves unfurl pink, and then as it hardens, it becomes green. So you will always have that flush of new pink. I think that is a really cool variety of philodendron, and if you are a pink plant lover like myself, you definitely would want to get that. And that's the thing about PlantCon. It's all about finding that specific plant that speaks to you, that wants you to take them home and for you to nurture them. There are a lot of variegated plants. I don't know the plant ID for that one, but I will also say for Rena's greenhouse, I mean, you can see right here, Monstera mint. She had some fabulous large plants that were really priced well. So if you're looking for that instant gratification of having a statement piece plant, highly recommend shopping at Rena's greenhouse. You can see right here, this is a gorgeous philodendron hastatum or variegated silver sword. Yes, variegated. And that's, you know, a thing, right? It's all about that variegation for a lot of people. I always say though that don't forget about the green plants. Don't forget about the basic, and when I say basic, as in easy care plants that are still a lot less cheaper than the variegated ones, but there is that appreciation, that excitement that you get whenever you look at variegated plants. And then this is another one, philodendron red Congo variegated, and look at that. That is absolutely stunning. Now, you know that the Philodendron Rojo Congo or Red Congo you can find at a big box store like Home Depot, Lowe's, or Walmart, but there's something to be said about a variegated version. Same thing with the Philodendron Gloriosum variegated. Look at how gorgeous this is. It's got Aurea cream variegation. It is a stunning plant, and you can see that Rena's greenhouse also has a ton of different types of Monstera. So we have a Monstera creme brulee, which is basically a higher variegated sport of a Monstera Thai constellation. So a lot of Monstera Thai constellations are now getting some more mutations, and so we're getting a lot more variegation from Monstera Thai constellation. That one is a creme brulee. So if you want a higher speckling of Monstera, that's the one that you would go for. And then you can see right here. So this is a Monstera Aurea. Beautiful plant right there. I would always say with the Monstera Aureas that Aurea variegation tends to be a little bit more challenging to maintain in terms of just keeping it from crisping. A lot of people say if you water your plants with silica solution, which you can actually find on Amazon, just type in Protect silica solution, that will help with that. And this is a very brand new Monstera Deliciosa Neon, $195 for this 3-inch planter. But basically that is like the neon pothos or pothos of the Monstera Deliciosa, and I wish I could have bought this one because she only had 2. This is a new variety, but can you imagine having a neon version of a Monstera Deliciosa? Can you imagine the fenestrations and all of that? And again, Rena's greenhouse, I think, was the only vendor at PlantCon, and they had so many amazing vendors that had the Monstera Deliciosa neon. So that was awesome. And then you can see right here, Monstera White Monster. This one is a Kunzo cultivar by the famous Japanese hybridizer plant legend Kunzo. He actually has the Monstera White Monster, and then here is another one called the Monstera White Legacy. So you can see that it has even a different type of variegation. You can see the Monstera White Legacy has a little bit more speckling. There's just something different about it. It almost has like a minty, ghosty vibe, but really just very consistent variegation. And that was really the name of the game in terms of PlantCon, is how much variegation can you get? What kind of variegated plant was there? If you can think of a green plant, you already know that PlantCon 2025 Orlando, Florida definitely had it. But let me go ahead and just give you a pan out of her gorgeous plant she had at PlantCon. And as you can see, Rena's greenhouse is like the show opener. You can see she's got some amazing plants. And when you talk about philodendron caramel marble, guess how much the price is for this beautiful specimen? $650 only for that large plant. That is a steal. And it eventually ended up selling, I think, at the end of the show. You're going to definitely have to watch all of the videos I filmed from PlantCon. I would say I got a good 5 or 6 hours worth of content from just PlantCon alone. So you'll see a lot more detailed look at some of the plants, the vendors, and just some of my insights. You can see right here, Philodendron Variegated Philodendrons. I mean, that is just a beautiful plant. That one is retailing, I believe, at $2,000. But if you want that instant gratification statement piece plant and you want to support a small business like Rena's greenhouse, definitely check it out. And so we're now inside and we are now looking at Toltec Plants, which is a Florida-based nursery that was originally in Flower Mound, Texas. So that was literally close to where I am based at in North Dallas. But you can see right here, this is Pearl and her husband's nursery, and Big Jim Leaf, Big Leaf Jim, my friend, is actually running the booth. This one is an Aglaonema pink banana. This one I believe is for $70. And here's the thing about Toltec Plants. All of these plants that they have are actually plants that are grown from their farm in Thailand. So in terms of all of the more rare and uncommon plants, Toltec Plants is definitely going to have it. You know, when you think about a Southeast Asian country like Thailand, that is where you get a lot of the new varieties of variegated plants, as well as all of these different types of hybrids. I'm going to focus on Aglaonema. So this one is an Aglaonema pink banana, or not pink banana, pink Panama, sorry. This one is only for $30, and look at the coloration on that leaf. Again, with Aglaonema, most of these varieties you are not really going to see. I will say shout out to Costa Farms. They were also at PlantCon, and it was an amazing just experience to meet a lot of the Costa Farms, the people that are behind all of these big box store plants. But they actually offer a lot of the Aglaonema. We see the more colorful versions, but if you want colorful versions of Aglaonema, like this Aglaonema pink banana and all of these other ones, you definitely want to go to Toltec Plants. Toltec Plants is also a wholesaler, but I believe they do live selling. And if you just follow them on Instagram and send them a message, you may be able to go buy from them directly. You can see right here, really good price. Aglaonema Red Stardust for only $30. Really nice looking coloration on this Aglaonema. And again, with Aglaonema, you can see that they've got Cocoa Peat, I think, Cocoa Choir as a holding state for these planters. I would recommend putting either Aglaonema in semi-hydro if you are about that, by putting them in leca or putting them in chunky soil mix. They really don't like soil that stays too soggy, so you want to make sure that, you know, they have fast draining soil. As far as this right here, you can see right here, this is an Aglaonema black maroon. I've seen small black maroons sold at a grocery store called Kroger for $30, but you can see over here you can get a more mature form. Let's look at the price. It is only for $50, but you already have it in its mature form in terms of getting the maroon color. So you can see that it's got a deeper red tone to it, and it has like a faint green border around the leaves. Now, as far as Aglaonema, again, they can be in lower light conditions. Now, with the more colorful varieties, I would recommend putting them in a higher bright indirect light situation to really push out the beautiful colors. Aglaonemas are slow growing plants, so that's the only drawback I would say about Aglaonema. But when you think about all of these plants that you will see at PlantCon, I believe that Aglaonema have the most color and the easiest care in terms of all of the other houseplants you will see at PlantCon. And Toltec Plants has a wide variety of them. You can see right here, variegated desert rose, beautiful endinium or variegated desert rose. And as far as desert rose, again, they are a succulent type plant, so they need to be in fast draining soil, water when the soil is completely dry. If you want to give them like as much light as possible, they can be in full sun. Now, with the variegated form, I would say you might need to acclimate it if it is growing in a lower light condition, but other than that, it should be good to go. And then you can see right here, we've got a Philodendron Orange Princess by Toltec Plants, and you can see that this one is a beautiful specimen. I mean, look at the leaves. And as far as orange, that is another plant color that I am really drawn into. And you can see right here, variegated Philodendron Black Cardinal. I just love the version of Black Cardinal, but the variegation has more of like a caramel look about it. Beautiful plant. And then over here for our Anthurium lovers, and you already know, if you're watching PlantCon videos, you are an Anthurium lover, somebody that is all about those Anthuriums. Look at that variegated Anthurium. I am all about that as well. I just can't afford it because that one I believe was a whopping $2,000. Anything variegated will really make the prices shoot up for any of these plants. But in terms of Toltec Plants, again, they are a wholesaler, so you can definitely reach out to them. Definitely tell Pearl I said hi. Richie says hi of Growfolds. I have seen Pearl and her family on multiple occasions whenever they are showing at many plant shows throughout the United States, specifically in Texas, but they always bring beautiful plants. The fact that they have their own houseplant farm in Thailand, they're able to import their own plants and be able to acclimate them to the United States. You already know that you're not having to pose the risk of acclimation in terms of the imported plants. The thing about import plants, and I'll get into further detail about that, is you have to have an acclimation period. So sometimes imported plants will decline in health because they're just getting acclimated to their new environment. They've undergone a lot of stress, and that's why buying from Toltec Plants, you already know that these plants have been growing in the United States for quite a while. They are acclimated, and the risk of them really declining to the point where they may end up even going to plant heaven is less likely. And then you can see right here, Monstera mint, no ID. So there's many sport variegations of the Monstera. And as far as Pearl and Toltec Plants, they have so many different varieties. And so I'm just going to walk around and pick up some of their plants. Again, plant foldies, if you have made it this far into the video, please, please, please press the thumbs up or like button for this video. It helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And when I say that I was hustling, I was working, I was definitely working at PlantCon in terms of getting you as much plant content. So I'm hoping you guys could at least reward my efforts by pressing the thumbs up button and leaving many comments to drive that engagement for this video. But you can see right here, Philodendron Red Flame, also known as Philodendron Red Moon. This one is only $125, and you can see that there is quite a bit of that redness, that brown caramel tone, and you can see that even the petioles and the stems have it. And so that is going to have some really good stable variegation. And let's take a look at some more of the plants by Toltec Plants right over here. So we've got what is this? I'm not sure about the Monstera. I believe this is a Monstera green snow. And then we also have a Philodendron variegated Psalum. So philodendron Psalums are very common, especially in Southeast Asia. This one is only for $750. It is considered a unicorn plant because a variegated Psalum, I mean, look at those leaves, and this plant can get massive, like really large leaves. I could say their leaves can span and get large up to like 6 feet each. And so can you imagine a variegated version of this in that mature height? And then you can see right here, this is a beautiful Monstera variegated laniata. And then this one is a Monstera green snow. Let's take a look at the retail price here, $1,950. It is a pricey Monstera, but with the Monstera green snow, it is another sport or mutation of the Monstera Thai constellation. I ended up getting one in tissue culture that I still have to acclimate from Live With Plants, which is another Thai-based nursery that showed at PlantCon in Dallas. But as you can see right here, beautiful variegated Philodendron billetiers, and Toltec Plants has a really good price for it, only $300 for this. That is amazing. So if you want your wishes to come true, go to Toltec Plants. They've got amazing ones over here. And I just love Pearl and her family. Jim is amazing. So please follow them on Instagram at Toltec Plants. And here we are looking at Vacaria Gardens. This is also another local garden center out in Florida that is also Filipino owned. I met Kuya Clay, and that is his business card right over there. And what's exciting about this vendor that I kept on going back is the fact that they had, you already guessed it, Aglaonema. You can see right here, he has a lot of these large form Aglaonemas. So I definitely wanted to buy this Aglaonema Velvet in an 8-inch planter for only $39. Here's the thing about Kuya Clay. He actually hybridizes Aglaonema, and not only does he have hybridized Aglaonema that he created himself, me doing big box stores, and whenever I show you the Aglaonema White Rain, You'll never believe it. And he even says people may never believe it, but he was the one who created that Aglaonema. So we'll look at the Aglaonema White Rain. It is often seen at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Walmart, the Aglaonema White Rain, but I am so stunned and was really impressed that I was able to meet him. You can see that these gorgeous Aglaonema, again, he had so many varieties, and he actually had hybrids that were on sale for $25, or you can pick 3 for only $60, which $20 a piece for Aglaonema that are different types of hybrids, specifically ones that have already been acclimated from Thailand to the United States. I had to buy some. I know that my plant foldy friends, Carla and Melissa, ended up buying some Aglaonema from Kuya Clay. So I was really excited to see that. And I did buy one of these Aglaonema velvets. I ended up packing it in a my backpack, and I will talk about that process of bringing plants domestically and flying with them. That was quite an interesting journey, but just know that I ended up doing a plant haul, and that will be a separate video. I will show you the plants I got, but just know that a lot of them were Aglaonema. But this one right here is Kuya Clay's Aglaonema White Rain. It is actually patented. He does get royalties for it. You can see right here, this one is for $19, and he was the one that created this. So when I was talking to Kuya Clay, and it's like I said again, being Filipino American, being able to see kababayans there really representing the Filipino American community, he told me about how to hybridize Aglaonema. So here's the thing. The process is very tedious and long. Aglaonema will bloom, but you have to try to find the pollen and actually you pollinize them around either early morning or late evening. That is when it is most active. You will know that you have viable seeds because there will be red seeds on the blooms. Now check this out. Aglaonemas take forever to germinate. It literally will take an entire year for the Aglaonema seeds to germinate. So you can already know that in terms of Aglaonema, it is just a very slow grower, and it's also a very slow reproducer in terms of getting different hybrids. But, patience is a virtue. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. And for me, I am just in love with these Aglaonemas. He had the best prices, hands down, for Aglaonema. So I would highly recommend getting plants from his garden center. I do plan on visiting him whenever I'm back in Florida because I want to see his garden center. But just even seeing this, like this one right here is an Aglaonema. I do not know the plant ID, but look at how beautiful these Aglaonema are. And that's the benefits of going to a plant convention, plant con, is you are able to see plants that are hard to find. You would have to order them online, but you can actually see that even this one right here, this is an Aglaonema Red Legacy, I'm gonna guess. And again, that's $25, but if you buy 3, you will get them for $20 a piece. You can see right here, this is an Aglaonema Pink Panama for only $20, and they are growing in a soil substrate. So you already know that the soil is definitely, these plants are definitely established plants. These are plants that you're not necessarily having to import. So if you watch a lot of my other videos, you will know that I import plants or actually get plants from overseas through like GreenspacesID, my friend Ricky of Art Garden Flowers, which also is vending here, and we'll take a look at it. But like, take a look at that Aglaonema tricolor, and it's already established. I know my plant foldy viewer subscriber Melissa ended up getting this one, and I regret not buying another Aglaonema tricolor because it's already established. But you know what, going to PlantCon was really rewarding for me because I got to meet so many of the Florida-based growers. They really have an amazing positive culture, and I'm able to just directly contact Kuya Clay, and I am going to learn more about him and his passion for plants. But you can see he's got many different varieties of plants, but I did want to highlight the Aglaonema. He does have a garden center. He does not have an Instagram, but he does have a Facebook, so definitely follow his Facebook. And I'm just going to keep picking up Aglaonema and showing you these plants. Again, I hope that you will get inspired to grow Aglaonema because it is a plant that was definitely overlooked at PlantCon. I will say this, I saw that there were not as many Aglaonemas sold. So hopefully me really being passionate about it and really encouraging people to try it, it is an easy to care for plant. I mean, look at how gorgeous these plants are from Kuya Clay. So I'm going to stop talking and just showing you some more of the plants he has available. You can see right here, he does have some bare rooted bromeliads. This is the Casablanca. I ended up getting two. I want to try to grow these because look at how gorgeous that, like, it's got that like Milky Way Miss Universe vibe about it, and so I definitely have to get that. And you can see he's got some more bromeliads right over here. All of these plants are grown by him, and so that's super impressive. And I'm going to go into more coverage on his plants later on in some of the other videos I'm going to be featuring for PlantCon, but this is probably the next one I wanted. Plant Daddy Grow is probably one of two vendors that I thought had the most unique setup of plant, and it's because it is really focused on growing plants in semi-hydroponics. So I mean, not semi-hydroponics, straight hydroponics, which is basically growing the plant in straight water. He has a device that he invented himself where it is basically an ecosystem to really give the plants the environment that it will do to be able to like survive. Now, Plant Daddy Grow has a massive following on Instagram. Please follow Plant Daddy Grow on Instagram. Randy was an amazing person to talk to as well. I learned a lot about hydroponics and about his product, which I wanted to buy because he had a great sale going on, but I'm going to go ahead and just order online at plantdaddygrow.com. Definitely go there because when you see his invention, you're going to want to get that. And of course, I wanted to feature some of these Aglaonema. This is only for $9.95. It is a starter plant, but you know what? Sometimes you just want that starter plant. Really good plant pricing. And, you know, I talked to Randy. He also loves Aglaonema. I will tell you almost 95% of the vendors that I talked to, and I talked to pretty much every one of them at PlantCon, mentioned Aglaonema as being one of their favorite plants, but also agreed that it is an underrated and overlooked plant, and everybody was just confused why. So for those that are watching, if you haven't gotten into Aglaonema, please make sure you are giving that a love, a like, and just give it a chance. You will love the plant. And this is the beautiful Plant Daddy Grow container I was talking about. So it has an air pump which pumps oxygen to the roots, which gives it even more of a higher success rate. And you can see that we've got Sansevieria and a beautiful Aglaonema, and I'm so glad that he uses Aglaonema, and also has a overhead grow light. So it has everything the plant needs to grow in straight water, and it also he also has a nutrient solution which makes it easy to feed the plant. So like, this is not just growing a plant in water. It is literally creating an arrangement. It is growing a plant and creating a work of art. And I just loved having that conversation with Randy, because I really do believe in his product. I am surprised that this hasn't been pushed in my Instagram social media algorithm, because I really like these curated looks about them. And you can see right here, this one is my favorite one. The copper one look was good. I'm thinking I'm either gonna buy the copper one or the silver gray one, but you can see he's got an alocasia in straight hydroponics, and then he has a beautiful Aglaonema Lady Valentine. Like he also has a caladium. Hilo Beauty in semi-hydro. I mean, not, I keep saying semi-hydroponics, it's hydroponics. So highly recommend the product. I am definitely gonna buy this product. I'm gonna order it. I'm gonna put it right next to my nightstand because it is absolutely stunning. I'm probably gonna buy several of them because I like to grow plants in different types of substrates, mostly semi-hydro, but can you imagine growing a plant in straight water where you literally have to just feed the plant with a little nutrient solution every, I think, 2 months? Don't quote me on that, but all of the instructions are there. Definitely go to Plant Daddy Grow on Instagram. You will see a lot of reels on how to care for your plants hydroponically. And so I'm just going to pick up the plants. I love that he has a lot of these starter plant selections, and you see that he's got a lot of these beautiful Aglaonema. Let me know in the comment section what you think of some of the vendors already and the plants that you've seen. If you plan on attending PlantCon, I would really love that engagement. And if you haven't already, please make sure you press the thumbs up or like button for this video. It helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. I have a question for the hydro. Do y'all put like some type of nutrient solution, or is it just straight water with the bulb?
We have our own food, and we feed. It's a one fluid application.
Okay.
And it's once every 6 weeks.
Perfect. How much is this retailing for?
$16.95.
16. I just want to be able so I can put that on the thing. That's right here. $16.95 for this. Would this work well for semi-hydro too? Like this leca?
Yeah. It will. And soil as well. And
soil, okay.
And soil. So basically, what I recommend is, and this, I mean, you're looking at this is going to last you literally years. It's a very, very small application.
Just a drop.
And I would recommend. It calls for 1 ml per gallon. I would recommend mixing half the
dose. Yep, that's what I do with mine too.
Absolutely.
Because then you don't want to rush the.
I have burnt so many plants. By full mix.
So you, sir, so you can you have this available to purchase?
Yes,
by
we
chance?
have these. We do have a limited supply. We do have in stock here.
Okay, so because I already have the plants I can throw in there.
Yes, no, because this is just the unit, the $249.95.
Okay,
it's just the unit, but I do have copper,
and it has the grow light and everything.
Everything.
So do you just fill it with water and you just turn it on, or is there anything else?
Okay, so basically, come over here.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, because this is so cool.
Yeah, no. So basically, this is the system. Let me show you how this all works. So when you unpackage it, you're pretty much here. All right. Now the only thing you need to do to get your plant stand out, you disconnect your air line from your upper air knuckle.
Okay.
Boom. Okay. If you're growing with an arrangement, what I've learned is just turn your masthead backwards so it's out of the way. All right. Now you're going to go to the kitchen sink. That's where you're going to do your work on your plant. So you just pick this up, bring this over to your kitchen sink, and set it down. All right. Now, cylinder is fully exposed right now for you to simply dump and wash and rinse and then reset. Now, whenever you refill your cylinder for the plant to go back in it, you only fill to about 3 inches to the top of the cylinder. That allows for the plant to basically
settle.
Rise. When the plant goes in, the water's going to rise. And then you'll top it off after the plant's in it. Okay. But right now, that's just kind of your, look at it as your, I tell people it's your crock pot. So you basically start with your crib. This is what we call the crib. And all the attachments are interchangeable. Okay. So they just drop in place and they have a notch. All right. Now, also, before I add plants, let me show you this other additive. If you look at the Sansevieria on the far left, see the blue one? See how he's standing straight up? Okay. If you try to do that with the plant, it's going to topple over. All right. So what we do is basically we use one of these reducer plates and we put it into the top of the unit like that. Then you take your plant,
and this all goes with the set,
and it centers it. See that? It'll hold the plant, the tall one in the center, upright. Got it?
Yeah.
Then you have 6 accent holes that you can come in and do accent plants. So that's how that Sansevieria is on the right-hand side, as well as the spiderwort that is put in the bottom of that Sansevieria. So that's how I created those two. The other two in the middle are what I call crockpot growing, which is basically an open crib. And you just literally start with a good base plant.
Can you like take a plant and actually just convert it straight to semi-hydro? Like, could I get an Aglaonema like from that side?
100%. That's what this is.
Okay, perfect.
So basically, if you take an Aglaonema, I've learned what plants that basically
are more receptive to the hydro.
Pretty much all plants are. It's the preparation. Okay, now
of getting those water roots.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when you Aglaonemas, by the way, one of my favorites.
It is.
They're
It's
incredible. They're incredible, and hydro as well.
Okay.
So now she's going to be a slow grower in hydro, but you notice I take all the roots off your Aglaonema. Okay, and basically when you start establishing new water roots, they're going to come from the base of the plant.
Most of the nodes right there. Yeah.
Exactly. So just put her in and arrange her so that you get a nice base. Okay, what we want to kind of concentrate on is more airy and fluffy. So you just kind of keep adding until you get an arrangement that it'll stand up.
And you can even put like an Anthurium in there.
Go to town. Look at there's Anthuriums and all that. Everything. I take cuttings of my silver sword, and it's art. That is.
I love it.
That is your masterpiece created. You know.
Could I possibly get you on film, just kind of introducing your thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So,
now, where do you want me over here?
Yeah.
Why don't we do it in front of?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna wait till. All right, Plant Foldies. We are at Plant Daddy Grow. Hello, sir.
Hey, how are you?
Introduce your place here.
All right, guys. My name is Randy. I have invented the Plant Daddy Grow. Now, I've been in plants for about 5 years, and I have discovered they're a lot of work. I've invented the easiest, coolest, most fun way to grow plants. It's hydroponically.
Yes.
This is a fully self-contained system. You don't need any windows in the house to let that sink in. You only have to tend to the unit every 2 to 4 weeks. Also, let that sink in.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It's easy. And what you're going to grow here, it's not plants, it's art. Super easy to clean. I'm in love with my system. That's the Plant Daddy.
I'm in love with it too. And Plant Foldies right over here. You can see this gorgeous Aglaonema. And they have the nutrient solution. So if you're looking for this, it's just a half a dose of this drop. And how long does it last, Randy?
We feed the hydros once every 6 weeks.
Once every 6 weeks,
it takes
y'all.
a very, very minute amount. So it's very simple. It's very inexpensive. And the coolest thing about it is the art that you create, a lot of it you can create from plants that you already have. You convert them into the hydro environment, and everybody plays by the same rules in the hydro environment. We all eat at the same time. We obviously all drink at the same time. It just reduces your maintenance and your failure of plant growing down to where it's, like I say, it makes you look like a rock star when you can really be a plant slouch.
I love it. Yes. Thank you so much, sir.
Pleasure.
Now we're going to be looking at Gen Z plants. You can see that they have all of these cute plants in 2-inch planters. They have many different package sets that you can get. So these are plants that are kind of similar in either care or just the aesthetic behind it. And Gen Z plants, it's really for the Gen Z generation where you might have a smaller space, but it's a very trendy look for the plants as well. They did have a giveaway where if you took a picture and posted it on your Instagram stories or stories in general, on your page and you're following them, please follow at Gen Z Plants as well. They have some great quality plants. I've actually seen a lot of local plant nurseries out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area featuring it. And for those that are new to the channel, I am based out in North Dallas and I do typically daily big box or plant shopping videos. But as far as Gen Z plants, I've seen them at local nurseries and I've actually bought a couple of the plants specifically, you already guessed it, Plant Foldies, Aglaonema, but they had a really good setup, and I'm just glad that they had smaller starter plants because not everybody is going to have the space to grow large foliage plants. I ended up getting in a pink Alternantera, so that pink plant right there for free. Thank you so much to Gen Z Plants for providing those freebies for us plant lovers. Right, Art Garden Flowers. What can I say about this amazing Indonesian-based nursery run by Riki, who has become a good friend of mine? And I will tell you, you all need to buy plants from this vendor if you ever make it to PlantCon, or if you actually want to buy plants from the website. You can follow Art Garden Flowers on Instagram. They also have some amazing t-shirts, but to highlight their plants, they have so many different varieties of plants. I know a lot of people love Anthuriums, so they have many different types of Anthuriums, Philodendrons, Hoyas, different types of variegated plants like this one right here. I don't have the plant ID. It almost looks like a Syngonium aurea, but it's definitely not. They also had some of the cream of the crop Anthuriums, but these variegated Anthuriums. So you already know, if you're looking for some more exotic, rare, and I say rare plants, you need to go to some of the overseas plant vendors. Something to mention about Riki is the fact that he does have a broker out in the United States, so it is going to be easier to be able to get plants from overseas. Typically, you will not have to worry about an import license if you go through them, because they have a nursery and broker that imports the plant, and I believe they just sell it once it's actually made it into the United States. Really fair pricing. I mean, you can see right over here, that is a beautiful variegated Anthurium, and the Anthurium bug hasn't hit me. I get it. I understand the love for them, because there are so many ways to hybridize them, and they just have many different minute differences, I guess, details about the plant. And as far as these imported plants, I will say they are going to need to be acclimated in your space. So these plants are bare rooted or in sphagnum moss. So what I would suggest is, if you buy a plant from overseas, definitely unwrap the plant, definitely check the roots, definitely spray them down with like neem oil spray or insecticidal soap. And that goes with any plant. It's not even just import plants. And then I would soak the plants in a nutrient solution, specifically with Super Thrive or B vitamin solution, and let the roots rehydrate, and then choose your medium, your substrate. I would let them acclimate, though it is going to take a little bit of time for them to show signs of new growth. But if you're looking for cost-effective and rare plants, definitely do that. And shout out to Riki. The majority of my PlantCon plant haul is actually from him, because I pre-ordered plants, specifically rare Aglaonema, that he specifically sought out and looked for in Indonesia. So special thanks to Riki and the team. I also wanted to say thank you to Becca for always showing kindness. That is his partner in the United States that helps out with these plant shows. They also stream on Palm Street. So if you're looking to buy plants like this Homolemina Pink Diamond, for instance, you can buy plants from Art Garden Flowers on Palm Street app. Please follow them as well on Instagram. The Costa Farms Mandula Pothos mother plant that was in an 8-inch planter that Costa Farms was giving out as a free giveaway. You just had to be following Costa Farms and PlantCon International on Instagram and like the reel. I ended up liking the reel, but special shout out to Janae, Steven, Peta, and any plant foldies that went into the comment section and actually commented about how bad I really wanted to win this plant. So if you've actually been on Instagram, you already know who ended up winning opening this Costa Farms Manjula Pothos, and let's just say it is a blind item. It is somebody that is always in a big box store doing plant shopping videos on a daily basis. So definitely check that out. But this is a stunning Costa Farms Manjula Pothos, and the fact that it is a mother plant, it's just even more endearing because all the Manjula Pothos that we are seeing out in the nursery or big box stores are from one of these mother plants like this one. So beautiful Manjula Pothos. It is a slower growing plant, but you know what? Costa Farms, they've got it going on in terms of that whole operation that they have to be able to get rare and uncommon plants to the masses. And I think that is an amazing thing that they do as well for the plant community. So I wanted to take some time to just show you how gorgeous this Manjula Pothos looked. So I ran into some plant influencers here, Plant Fluence. So Junie, tell me about PlantCon and who are you with today?
Wait, no introduction. This is Paige, my boo.
Paige.
We're here at PlantCon, right here.
If you're not here, get here.
Where are you?
Right now, where are you?
You need to be here right now. There's a lot going on you don't want to miss. Don't come this time, and you need to be at the next PlantCon because we're both going to be there, and we don't want you to miss out.
And you know, for the context clues, you just need to go ahead and go to PlantCon's Instagram.
Yeah.
Did y'all buy some plants? Like what?
Not yet.
We're about to go walk around right now.
Hey,
Right now.
Junie, if you get some sponsored plants, you know who to send it to.
Oh, absolutely.
I didn't even know where. Y'all, Junie's Filipino. I was shook.
Mabuhay.
Thank you. And I am just really happy to be able to have talked to a lot of these plant influencers, or what you call the plant ambassadors at PlantCon. Junie was super sweet, so was Paige, and just connecting with them and talking about their plants and the love to make that content was just amazing. Now we are at 365 Hydroponics. Please follow them. They are also a family-owned business based out in Florida. You can see they've got a beautiful Monstera albo, and I will say this particular vendor really made my PlantCon special in the fact that they had an amazing light that said good vibes only, and that is all about PlantCon. It should always be, and I repeat, always be about good vibes, really just having that positive energy, being able to celebrate the plants, but even more so being able to celebrate kindness with the plant community. I mean, you can see right here, look at this gorgeous Monstera albo that they have. And I will say 365 Hydroponics, they are able to ship as well, and they have amazing plant prices. Wait till you see my day 2 PlantCon videos of this particular vendor. Let's just say they made my dreams come true, and I was super excited about that. But as you can see right here, we've got a beautiful philodendron caramel marble for $130 in its juvenile form, but you know, that is a wish list plant. I will say with 365 Hydroponics, I just really like the vibe that they have. They were really chill. They were really excited. This was their first time vending at PlantCon, and to say a lot about the Florida-based vendors, PlantCon would not be PlantCon if we did not have it in Florida. And the reason being is it makes sense. And you can see right here, that is their business card. You can screenshot that if you want more information. Please follow 365 Hydroponics on Instagram. Send them a lot of love. Send them some good vibes, because they definitely had some amazing plants. They're also plant lovers. I believe this is a family-owned business. And you can see right here, they are just showing out and showing me these plants right here. Like, this is a Monstera Thai Constellation Creme Brulee, and I need a Monstera Thai Constellation Creme Brulee. I love the fact that they really just engaged with everybody, and they were just excited to be vending over here. They had a little setup, good vibes only. And so I'm just going to walk around and just show you all of the beautiful plants that they have available over here. If you are wanting to buy plants like this Anthurium Delta Force, definitely hit them up on Instagram. Definitely look at their Instagram. their website, as well as Palm Street. I believe they live sell on Palm Street as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they are very accessible people, and you should be able to get some quality plants from them at amazing prices. Highly recommend it. I bought some plants, and no, they did not sponsor me. I just really like the whole vibe that they have over here, and obviously they've got some amazing plants at really good prices. So let's just walk around and I will show you what plants that they have at 365 Hydroponics. Shout out to my ladies. You already know this is Richie at Growfolds. If you're watching this, thank you for making my plant con experience amazing. And as you can see, Plant Foldies, they have some unique plants at a very good price and good vibes only. Let's really use that hashtag if we ever post anything about PlantCon or plants in general. Hashtag good vibes only. You can see that 365 Hydroponics also has a bunch of beautiful Anthuriums, Variegated Philodendrons, many different types of hybrids, and just a full selection. Alocasia Variegated Black Velvet. I know that that is one of their favorite type of Alocasias. But if you're looking for a lot of these plants right here, like I said, again, it is one of those situations where if you have a certain vibe about a plant or you want a certain plant, 365 Hydroponics has it. I will definitely buy plants from them in the future. It was great to connect with a lot of these Florida-based growers because now I kind of have more of a direct source of some of these beautiful plants, or they're able to source them out. I love them as well, and I hope to see them again. I hope that they'll go out and actually do some plant cons or Texas Aroid show, for instance, in Dallas or Houston if we have those. But 365 Hydroponics, one of the most fun, great places to go plant shopping at PlantCon. And so I'm just going to walk around and just kind of give you more of an overlook of it, what it feels like, what it looks like as you walk through PlantCon. You You see right here, grow your investments hedge fund. These plants right here are definitely investment plants because they're very much so a little bit more pricey, but very much a beautiful plant. This one is another philodendron, variegated black cardinal. That is another philodendron I honestly want to get because of the caramel, more neutral brown tones it has. Hedge fund plants had a lot of really rare and uncommon plants, beautiful specimens, and I remember them just taking the time to leaf shine and clean the leaves of these plants to have them be more presentable for the general public. I love that extra care that they have. And as far as them, you can also follow them on Instagram. You can see that they've got a philodendron Thai sunrise, and this one is for $85. I actually ended up finding this at a grocery store called H-E-B in Texas for a little bit less. But as far as supporting local, again, like I said, whenever you go to plant conventions or plant con, for instance, it is all about supporting small businesses, local businesses, and really celebrating that. This one right here, for instance, is a philodendron Florida Beauty crossed with a mayoi, another wish list plant of mine. Now, it hasn't gotten the mature form, but all of these crosses of philodendrons are really amazing, and you will find that at PlantCon. So I'm just going to keep walking around and showing you all of these gorgeous plants. We're going to keep walking around here, and you can see that hedge fund has plants that are definitely going to grow your investments. The next vendor we're going to be looking at is Eclectic Jungle right over here. So this vendor right here had so many different types of plants packed right here. I mean, look at this beautiful philodendron golden crocodile. I mean, that yellow just really sticks out here, and I just love how it just highlights a space, and then you can just see all of the different types of plants. I know that she was still setting up her booth a little bit more so, and again, Plant Foldies, the reason why there aren't a lot of people running around just yet is because I paid extra to get the early access admission, and if you're really looking for some of the rare or more uncommon plants, I would highly recommend that if you're going to go to PlantCon to go ahead and pay for the early access, so that way you're not stressed and have to battle the crowds. Because when I say that this whole area was full shoulder to shoulder, it got to that point because there really are a lot of plant lovers. But this particular vendor had so many eclectic, it definitely had an eclectic taste on plants, lots of different types of begonias, philodendrons, and anthuriums, any type of genus of plant Eclectic Jungle had. And I really like seeing that Eclectic Jungle also had an eclectic variety of different types of Aglaonema, which we will take a look at in just a bit. But I'm going to pan around here and show you all of the other plants. So whenever you go to like a plant convention, a plant con like this, you will see all of your wish list plants and see plants like this. Here is an Aglaonema red Mahasadi, and these were only being sold, I believe, for $30. So again, if you are somebody that loves Aglaonema, you can see that there's so many different varieties, different colors, and that is a really good price, considering this is another plant that for the most part, unless you are in Florida where you can get more access to it, you would either have to import these plants from overseas, or you would have to find an online seller. But if you made it to PlantCon and you are an Aglaonema lover, I hope that some of the plant foldies that I wasn't able to meet, I wish I would have been able to meet some of you guys, but if I didn't, hopefully there will be another time where we can hang out and meet. But in terms of just Aglaonema, like look at this Aglaonema Sundrop. Look at how beautiful it is. It looks like a Aglaonema version of like a neon pothos. See, these are the plants that I'm hoping that perhaps Costa Farms could possibly mass produce for the general public, because maybe more people will get into Aglaonema. I know most people will associate that as a basic plant, especially since they only see the green varieties, but clearly there are some more colorful ones. And then you can see right here, this is a big Begonia brevosa, beautiful pink foliage. Now, as far as this particular begonia, it is a little bit more challenging to grow. It does need higher humidity levels, but it is a stunning plant. I will say, for those that don't know my grandmother, I call her my Lola, which means grandmother in Tagalog, which is Filipino. My Lola Belen, she can grow begonias like no other. She grows them just kind of like as if they were just weeds in a garden, and you know, she can pretty much propagate and grow a bunch of those. So maybe I can get one of those as a mother plant and she can share with me. Beautiful variegated amarantha right over here in a hanging basket, and I just really enjoyed seeing Eclectic Jungle as well. And you know, for the most part, I believe all of the vendors had something unique to offer. It had a good vibe about them, you know, only positive vibes for sure. And just being able to celebrate the diversity of plants. I mean, take a look at this alocasia right there. I think it's an alocasia loco moco. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions about the plant IDs, or better yet, if you know the specific plant ID on a plant that I pan over. Leave that in the comment section with the timestamp as well. You know that I'm always learning from y'all. I'm always trying to get more insights from y'all. I always say, if you're gonna leave feedback, please do it in a way that it is constructive feedback, and just making sure that we are following those guidelines of always fostering a positive community. But let's go to the next vendor right over here, which is also another Florida-based vendor. It is Succulent Empire, and I love the setup because they had columns where they were displaying the plants as if they are works of art. And I really do believe that a lot of the plants, or any plant, can be a work of art. It really is in the eye of the beholder. For me, I like those Aglaonemas. I like basic care plants, easy care plants, but who doesn't like a variegated plant? I just love all of the columns that they have here. Please follow Succulent Empire on Instagram. They also sell online, and I think they also sell on Palm Street. Correct me if I'm wrong, or just these plants, you can also go onto their website to buy them. But as far as that, I mean, look at all of these variegated plants. So I'm just gonna walk around and show you what they have to offer. Now I want to feature my friend Sarut, who is with Live with Plants. This is a Thailand-based nursery, so this is another international vendor. What I will say about the plants here is they are exotic, they are rare, and they are priced amazingly. So all of these plants are fresh imports from Thailand, and really glad that I was able to run into Sarut again. He does plant shows often, and if you're looking for some more of the uncommon plants that you can only get from importing, then you can find them at Live with Plants. I've gotten a tissue cultured Monstera green snow from him, and it's doing well, and I will be buying some Aglaonema. I'm glad that he was able to get some Aglaonema here, so you can see that he's got some variegated ones. This one is an Aglaonema airplane, which is starting to become popular because it is basically a Aglaonema Silver Bay, a variegated version, but obviously when there's variegation, it becomes popular. It is also known as the Aglaonema airplane. He got me a really good price, so thank you so much, Sarut, for the discount. You already know I was gonna go buy plants from you, but I was just glad that he took a gamble and brought some Aglaonema. Do Aglaonema sell as well as other plants at plant shows? I mean, from what I observed at PlantCon, not as much, and I really just believe that plants, Aglaonema, are just underrated plants. I ended up buying this Aglaonema airport right here, which I will show you in a future PlantCon, Plant Haul, Richie's PlantCon plant haul, and you can see that it's going to be predominantly Aglaonema and some other plants, so hopefully you will tune in. I'm just glad that I got this very healthy looking Aglaonema airplane, such a gorgeous plant, and the fact that he was able to give me an amazing price just goes to show that, you know, there are people out there that really want to just, you know, make people's wishes come true. A lot of these vendors are willing to work with you in terms of the pricing, so you just have to get a feel for it. But as far as Live with Plants, all of these gorgeous plants from Thailand are definitely plants I would recommend. Please follow Live with Plants on Instagram. You can definitely get with him. But you can see that he is actually close ties with Valkyria Garden Center, my Kuya Clay, who also hybridizes those Aglaonema. But in terms of variegated plants, he had them for really good prices. Some of them were only for like $20, and he also had a huge selection of different types of Aroids as well. So if you're looking to try imported plants, definitely look for Live with Plants in the future. And he did have a bunch of Thai hybrids of Desert Rose, which were actually very priced well, considering they are a lot more if you were to buy them from either importing them or from other sellers. So we'll just take a look at that. again, import plants are a thing at PlantCon. I mean, look at this variegated peace lily. This one, I believe, was for $300, but it is already a nice size and fully established. I would love to have get it, but you know, in terms of my plant budget, I've already kind of spent it before I went to PlantCon because I did pre-order a lot of plants from Riki at Art Garden Flowers because I wanted those Aglaonema. But in terms of just all these other plants right here, Live with Plants probably had some of the more rare varieties, variegated plants at very cost-effective pricing. A lot of them were only for like $20. The thing about it is with imported plants, you do have to understand that there is an acclimation period for these plants, and just really know that you're going to have to put in just a little bit more work to keep them thriving. So the next plant grower right here is Gabriella's Plants, which is another local Florida-based vendor. They have an amazing nursery, and I'm so thankful to Shane for having us over through PlantCon, you know, nursery tours in Florida. I flew in on Friday. I missed going to Costa Farms, but I'm so glad that I was able to go to Gabriella's Plant nursery. I will show some of the footage there when we went to the nursery, but let's just say that the reason why I really encourage people to shop local, to support small businesses, family businesses, is because the amount of effort, time, care placed into growing these plants. It is a whole situation there. It's a great situation because you can see the hard work that a family puts in. Highly recommend Gabriella's Plants. I bought from Gabriella's Plants over the years. I've always gotten really nice plants from them, healthy plants. They've been thriving. They haven't really made it to plant heaven. So you can tell that these plants are really grown with care. Now, if you look at some of the QR codes on the actual nameplates of the plant, it will give you the care tips, but also the birthday or when the plant was propagated, which is in like such a cool touch to you know, selling plants, and I just find it so endearing. But things I want to highlight for Gabriella's Plants is that they are the source of the different types of sport variegation philodendron heteroecium. So they've got the philodendron heteroecium Rio as well as the philodendron heteroecium Gabby. So if I were to buy a philodendron heteroecium sport of some sort, I would definitely buy it from Gabriella's Plants because that is where that sport was found. If that makes any sense, let me know in the comment section if you bought from Gabriella's Plants. Also, if you haven't already, please follow them on Instagram. They are such a sweet family, generations of people that have this business right here. You definitely want to watch my nursery tour so you can get a little bit more insights about the history of this amazing plant nursery based down in Florida. And this is what I was talking about in terms of that philodendron heteroecium Gabby. It is only for $39.99. Look at how highly variegated it is. This one is from Gabriella's Plant. So if you find this plant, say overseas, somewhere else, know that this is the actual nursery that this was born from. And I always like knowing the sources of plants. I mean, the fact that I was able to meet the original hybridizer of, say, the Aglaonema White Rain, who happens to be a Filipino American, it was just amazing. And the fact that now I was able to go to Gabriella's nursery and see where these certain plants come from. I mean, this is such a gorgeous philodendron heteroecium, super easy to care for plant. Now, I will say with the high variegation on this particular cultivar, it is going to be slower growing, but needless to say, please support Gabriella's Plant. PlantCon was just so much fun because I got to see all of these Florida vendors, and they really did come out with a lot of amazing plants. There is a part 2 of day 1. I may end up doing part 3 as well because, like I said again, I spent hours and hours of just filming all of the plants that they had to offer. So let's take a look at more of the plants from Gabriella's Plants. Now we're back at Amelia's Garden, which is another family owned business nursery out in Florida. Look at this gorgeous philodendron Thai sunrise. I definitely want to get one that's this beautiful. I mean, that is a statement piece plant right here. And what I could say about Amelia's Garden is that you can really tell that this family is all about sharing their passion and love for plants. You know, speaking to Brad, he was able to just engage with a lot of the people that stopped by his booth. He spent a lot of time talking to each and every one and making sure that everybody was taken care of. I really appreciate the level of service that they have and the engagement that they have, and also the many different supplies that they have in terms of their plants. So this is an all-in-one special in terms of getting some plants, and I did want to go highlight some of the plants that I found very unique that they featured, and this is one of them. All of these crotons. So this is a croton tang boo for $45. And the reason why crotons really resonate with me, really speak to me, is because they remind me of my family's home country, which is the Philippines. We call them the San Francisco plant, but the croton tang boo has a really unique leaf shape. They also had one where it was like croton buttons, but I really love the look of that. I do think that you either love crotons or hate them. I absolutely adore them, love them, but just know that I can't really grow them long term indoors because they require quite a bit of light, humidity, and consistent watering for them to really thrive. So if you're able to provide that, like, I mean, the environment in Florida, for instance, is really conducive to them. I mean, look at this croton rose, which I'm seeing more and more of. Beautiful plant. I would like to try and grow crotons, but like I said, again, with the amount of plants I already have in my personal collection, I just know I don't want to keep adding plants that are going to require a little bit more care, or more so require a certain environment that I don't necessarily have. But as far as Amelia's Garden, they have some unique crotons, which I felt like made their booth really stick out. They also had a variety of different plants coming from easy care plants, cost-effective plants. Like this one is a Philodendron Warzeneckia. I can't really pronounce it, but that is a juvenile form. And then we have a beautiful Sansevieria bird's nest. That one is only for $10. Really not good pricing for that. And can we just say that they have even some beautiful blue oil ferns right over here for $40, and they almost look like Hoyas, but what a beautiful natural shine it has. We've got some variegated Hoya caryi, and then we also have some other philodendron, but let's take a look at that heart-shaped leaf right there. Beautiful established Hoya, and I can tell that all of the plants that Amelia's Garden has is really established plants. You can definitely tell that they have been growing in their pots for a while, which is something that you want to take a look at whenever you're buying plants, whether it's at a big box store, a local nursery, or a plant convention like PlantCon. Really assess the amount of time the plant has really grown in its pot. You don't want like a freshly grown propagation. You want something that has been established, because then you can see that it's going to have a higher probability of really thriving in your plant collection. But let's go ahead and just keep walking around and showing you some more of the plants that Amelia's Garden has to offer. As soon as I saw these Aglaonema Red Armies, these fully established Aglaonema Red Army at Amelia's Garden, my heart melted, because I was just really excited to see that. You can see that this is in bloom. And when you talk about a plant that you really regret not purchasing, this was it. I should have bought this Aglaonema Red Army for $85 because it is fully established. You can definitely tell it's healthy. It is full. It's gorgeous. It's everything that you want in an Aglaonema Red Army. And the fact that I was able to have a discussion with Brad about just Aglaonema, he too went into an Aglaonema rabbit hole where he really wanted to connect with Aglaonema. I encourage all of the Florida-based nurseries to continue to grow Aglaonema, to push it, to see if we can actually hashtag popularize Aglaonema, because like I said again, they come in many different varieties. They are easy to care for plants, and I really love the soil mix that they had at Amelia's Garden. I definitely would buy some soil from them in the future, because their soil is actually really good chunky soil mix, and that's something that you want to put with your Aglaonemas for them to really grow. Aglaonemas really want that aeration for their roots, but you can say that these ones were actually in bloom, and you know, that would be a, you know, good way to possibly hybridize them if there was some more Aglaonema around. But that was one plant that I highly recommended and regretted not purchasing. I should have bought one of these. I'm hoping that Amelia's Garden might have any more 6-inch Aglaonema red armies. The good thing about it is, check this out, plant foldies, they do ship. So definitely follow Amelia's Garden on Instagram. Definitely give them some plant foldy love. Let them know that you saw their nursery, because this was one of my favorite vendors at PlantCon, because I could tell they had some amazing plants. But the fact that they had Aglaonema, any vendor that had Aglaonema, any vendor that was able to talk about Aglaonema and agree how underrated, overlooked these plants are, really just won my heart. Not that you really need my my approval or anything. I'm just so excited to meet people that really share the same passions and interest for plants, specific plants like this. But gosh, this was one Aglaonema red army that I regretted, because not only was the price right, I mean $85 for a really established Aglaonema red army, that is an amazing price. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. That's one of those things. FOMO is real in that situation, but there are so many other gorgeous plants that I want to feature. Let me know in the comment section what you think of Amelia's Garden, and if you made it this far into the video, plant foldies or new viewers, number one, please subscribe to my YouTube channel with all the notification bell on. Know that you're going to get hours and hours and hours of PlantCon. So if you didn't make it, you can at least live vicariously through some of my videos, as well as pressing the thumbs up or like button. It really does push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. So I'm hoping that you can support me, at least reward me for all the hard work and effort that I put into making this video, because I think by the end of the video being like edited, filmed and stuff, I think I must have invested a good 7 hours for this video. So please help me out on that, and let's enjoy Amelia's Garden. I swear you can see some gorgeous specimens of philodendron caramel marble at PlantCon, and Amelia's Garden had a beautiful specimen. And as you can see, Plant Foldies, they have many different sizes and varieties of plants. Their plant pricing was definitely cost effective, so I would say that. And if you pause this video and read this, you can see some of their intention and just what they're all about on that piece of paper. I really love that. And you can see they've got a really uncommon rare type of Hoya here, and so many plants to pick from Amelia's Garden. You can really tell that they have really invested a lot of time, care, and effort. And if anybody's watching this video, please support the local Florida nurseries. We definitely want to see all of that. And I will just say it is all about supporting local businesses. I know that we see a lot of big box or plant shopping videos from my YouTube channel. I do big box or plant shopping videos because I do believe that those are more accessible. But if you had a choice between big box, sure, buy big box or plants, but also support these local businesses. It really did inspire me to just talk to all of these family-owned businesses to see the amount of passion and care that they have. I mean, look at this Anthurium's fingers, beautiful Anthurium. Would I say that it is more of the underrated Anthurium? Yes, but it is very unique. I actually got one from Peta's Planters, and so for those that are new to the channel, definitely check out Peta's Planters on Instagram. They are a favorite shop of mine in Dallas, Texas, which is where I'm based at. And can we take a look at this beautiful philodendron red heart? It's still quite pricey for $50, but it is a dark foliage plant that I really love as well. So all I can say is shop Amelia's Garden, follow them on all their socials, Instagram, Amelia's Garden, and then just let them know that the plant folding community is there. They do carry Aglaonemas, so if you want to buy some, you could probably get them to ship it out. They do ship nationwide, so that's exciting because I definitely plan on buying that Aglaonema Red Army if they have another one available of that size. But even all of the different types of plants coming from philodendrons, different types of Anthuriums, Syngoniums, Hoyas, Aglaonema, Croton, you name it, Amelia's Gardens got it, and that is just super exciting. And I do love that they had a very illuminated booth for sure, and you can see they even had variegated African violets. And when you think about African violets, everybody thinks that's what my grandmother grew. And yes, my grandmother, my Lola Belen, also grew African violets. At that time, they didn't really have a lot of African violets that were variegated, so you can see that there is a whole cultivation of different types of variegated African violets. Really love the look of that as well. These are retailing at $20, so you can see that Amelia's Garden also has these available. They also had begonias and just many different types of plant supplies. I hope that they will consider vending possibly in Texas if they have PlantCon in either Dallas or Houston, because that would be super exciting. And I would love to go see Brad and his family again. They were a really fun family to talk to, and just being able to see them feature Aglaonema. You already know you got my heart if you have Aglaonema. I mean, take a look at this Aglaonema here. I don't want to put a plant ID because they're very similar. I could guess that this is either a Geely red, a super, well, I don't know if it's a super red, but it is one of those Aglaonemas that everybody needs to add to their plant collection. I mean, why not? It's such a beautiful plant. I repeat, why not? Why not Aglaonema? Why can we not get this trending? So if you do have Aglaonema pictures or you post them on your Instagram, use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. Tag me at GrowFolds. I would love that. Let's just get it trending. I don't know. It's a social media experiment I have because I really do believe a lot of these popular plants, it's because the algorithm has pushed a lot of that, those posts, because a lot of people have been doing that. But anyways, this is Amelia's garden. I will come back to them again and feature their nursery. But now we are looking at some more plants right over here. This is Land of Alice. This is another vendor that I really enjoyed going to. They had a smaller booth, but they had a lot of plants here. And when I say they had a lot of plants, they had a lot of Aglaonemas. So we're going to talk about that, but I did want to highlight the fact that they have a website, Land of Alice. They have an Instagram. Please follow them on Instagram as well. Let them know Richie brought you there. You are a plant foldie from the Grow Folds community. But let's take a look at this. Look, she's got Aglaonema, and this was the first day. So this is an Aglaonema Red Army. Again, I should have probably bought this from her because I definitely need a larger form of a Red Army. She also had that Aglaonema Pink Banana right over there. And this was day one. I had to go back to Land of Alice on day two. And when I talked about her getting more Aglaonema, she brought more of her Aglaonemas, and that was super exciting. I did want to say thank you to Alice for being really kind and just talking to me and really talking about Aglaonema as well. I will say that she loves Aglaonema, and she too is wondering why people are not as into Aglaonema. I'm still confused. I'm so confused, and I'm pretty sure I've spent 70% of this video talking about why people don't like Aglaonemas, because look at this. This is gorgeous. They're cost effective. They're easy, very easy to take care of plants. I repeat, easy care plants. Why would you not want easy care plants? Well, anyways, let me get off of this and show you this. This is a philodendron pink princess crossed with a boletier. Yes, most people have not seen this hybrid. This one is retailing at $95, and this would be another plant that I would love to add to my collection because really curious to see what genetics that this plant will push through as it matures. And you can see that Land of Alice also has a lot of these interesting plants. So we've got a Monstera obliqua right here. She does have an Etsy shop. They are based out in Florida. If you want Aglaonema, plant foldies, I already know there's many of you guys that are looking for sources. So obviously, let's support Peta's Planters in Dallas, but also support Land of Alice. She does have an Etsy shop. She does ship nationwide as well. Not only Aglaonemas, but other plants. So definitely take a look at that. She does have a massive amount. This was just day one. And so I'm just going to keep showing you some of the plants she has available. Next vendor I'm going to show you is called Greener Covents, which is also another Florida-based vendor. And you can see they've got some beautiful, well-established plants. This one is a philodendron variegated violin. Really love the look of this plant. And you can see that they've got some really good chunky soil substrate for their plants. And so we're going to take a look at it. And then this is another vendor that will ship out nationwide. So please follow them on social media, Greener Covens. at Instagram. I believe they may have a website. I believe they may also do live selling, but they do ship. And so this one right here is a variegated Alocasia Frydek, for instance, and let's take a look at the price. They have a lot of nice, uncommon, and variegated plants, but this is another vendor that has some Alocasias and Aglaonemas and Syngoniums that I was really a fan of. And as you can see, Greener Coven has some beautiful plants, but since it is a Grow Folds Plant Foldy video, I have to show you this Aglaonema Super Red Mature Form for only $40. When I say that there are certain Aglaonema that I regret not buying, this is another one because you don't really see large red leaves like this. Whenever you see an Aglaonema Super Red, it is smaller and it's actually around the same price, but the fact that they had this for $40, oh, I just have to sigh and just think I should have bought this plant. You know, you could have, shoulda, woulda, whatever. I am going to just go with the whole like YOLO, you only live once. And then take a look at this one right here, Plant Foldies. This one is a beautiful Aglaonema airplane, which is basically a variegated version of the Silver Bay. And you can see that that is a price right there. What I love, the fact is that this particular nursery has very established and healthy plants. You already know that you're not needing to acclimate these plants, that if you were to buy this plant, all you have to do is just follow the same care tips that the plant requires. For Aglaonema, for instance, if you can put them in more chunky, fast draining soil mix, water when the soil is completely dry. And this was another one that I remember when I was walking into day 2 at PlantCon, I was like, I'm gonna buy the Aglaonema tricolor. Yeah, I saw somebody walking out with it and I was just really disappointed in myself because, I mean, look at this. Really established, healthy looking Aglaonema Anyamanie tricolor. That is such a gorgeous Aglaonema. I mean, if you love pink plants, you definitely have to get this. And then, I mean, just the plant in general is such a beautiful plant. Let me know in the comment section, Plant Foldies, what you think about this Aglaonema. And I'm hoping to connect with them to see if they have another one about this size. I would definitely buy from them. What a gorgeous Aglaonema tricolor. This is another plant that, again, is one of the epitomes of why plants like Aglaonema need to be more trending, more popular, because it's such a beautiful plant. And let me show you some more Aglaonema. So this one is an Aglaonema a Rainbow Emerald. It does get larger leaves. You can see that this one, I believe, is for $30, which is not a bad price at all, considering this is another plant that in order to really get this plant, you would have to actually import from overseas or get it from overseas. It is really not in full cultivation in the United States. Beautiful plant, and I just love all Aglaonemas in general. I ended up buying from Sarut, from Live With Plants, the Aglaonema airplane, but you can see that they have another Aglaonema airplane right over here. Beautiful plant. Maybe I can get you guys to be more interested in Aglaonema if you see the variegated varieties. I don't mind not getting the variegated varieties. I just love the fact that they're easy to care for plants. They're plants that if you want to be that like unique plant collector, and somebody asks you, what's your favorite plant? And you don't say variegated Monstera, variegated Alocasia, and you're like Aglaonema, then you need an Aglaonema. Like this one is an Aglaonema Manila's Pride for $85. That is another plant that I probably should have bought as well, considering that it is an Aglaonema that was cultivated and found in the Philippines, hence Aglaonema Manila's Pride. Manila is a capital city of the Philippines. You can see that it was only for a good $85, which is still not bad at all. Look at that variegation. And with this particular plant, even though the variegation is high, it can still tolerate lower light conditions. And, you know, that is the draw for Aglaonema, is an easy care. And for me, I will shout to the world. I will shout to all of the plants, even if I am not one of those like really big plant influencers. I hope that I can influence you guys into hashtag popularizing Aglaonema. Let's do it. But let's go ahead and highlight the rest of the plants of Greener Coven. I love these plants that they have here. They had some really nice big Syngoniums, variegated Monsteras, and all of these plants were super healthy and priced well. So I would recommend going here, follow them on their socials, and really support these small businesses, because when you support small businesses, you are continuing somebody's dream. And even just talking to all of the Florida growers here, the local businesses, I could really feel their passion to grow plants. And I want to see that continue to grow. I think that small business vibe needs to resonate in our society. Yes, we have the big box stores, and yes, those are more readily available. But if you're able to choose to purchase from small businesses, let's do that as well. Let's just support everybody. It's all about good vibes. Again, you know, shout out to 365 Hydroponics for really reminding me, by just me reading that sign, it is all about good vibes. And PlantCon, the staff alone was amazing. All of the vendors were amazing. There were a lot of amazing plant enthusiasts, plant lovers, and I just had such a good time. It was worth flying into my first plant convention outside of Texas, and I'm hoping to be able to make it to more plant shows like this in the future, maybe this year if my schedule permits for it, and if I still get the support from y'all. And I did want to throw this out. If you want to support a content creator and give a monetary tip, there is an option called the super sticker that helps us out. Now, I will show you some of these plant hauls right here, and this is part one of my PlantCon day one content. Stay tuned for part two, because like I said again, I had a lot of content filmed. Please hit the like button for this video. It helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Growfold. I will see you on part two of PlantCon 2025 in Orlando, Florida. Bye.